Hello, Serge here for the Backyard Driving Range. Okay, we have a question that came into customer service, and it was actually a comment that came in on the blog and was sent to me. And it's submitted by Jimmy, and it doesn't say what daily it was about, but it was submitted on 4/16. It says, Serge, this isn't exactly on topic, but an email popped into my box from one of your competitors. It's I'm not going to say names or whatever, but it's one that's trying to talk about a vertical type swing, but has a lot of other, brings in a lot of other types of teachers and everything else, and so he's selling the whole smorgasbord of things. And it says, since he ascribes to the vertical swing and keeping the club head square at impact, that's when this teacher is doing some of his stuff. As I said, he teaches a lot of, he brings in a lot of other golfers and other products that are the whole gambit of rotational and everything else. He says, I thought I'd take a look, since he was talking about the daily that this gentleman looked at was about a vertical swing. He said, not to knock him, he is obviously a good player and probably as good an instructor, but he never gave any true details on how to accomplish the vertical swing and keep that club head where it belongs. I guess you're just supposed to do it. Well, for my money, your precise instruction concerning the setup, weight distribution, takeaway, downswing, impact, finish, etc. is light years better. Again, not knocking the other guy, but wanted you to know that, in my opinion, your instruction is spot on and much easier to follow, particularly when trying to make a swing change. Okay, thanks a lot, Jimmy. And I guess we could call that one in your own words. And the reason why I decided to read it was because of the fact that I think that my dailies have always been a lot longer than everybody else's. Most other people's daily messages are 2, maybe 3 minutes. They beat around the bush and they kind of drop a hint, but they don't give you the answer. I at least make sure that in every one of these dailies, I not only give you an answer, in most cases I'll give you 2, 3, and 4 options. And that's why they run a little bit longer. All right? Now, I know many of you listen to the whole thing every time religiously, and I guess that's just makes me feel good that I know that you're not listening if you're listening because you like what you hear and you believe in it and you want to learn more about it. But I'm making some efforts to try to compact them a little bit more now and then and make them a little bit more time efficient, because again, this is a very hectic world. But I wanted to bring this one up because again, I think it's true that, and I'm going to make this promise to y'all that I'm never going to drop hints and throw crumbs on the ground for you or make you have to go do some research to try to figure out what I've said. As you all know, it's been this way since I've started doing these dailies, and we got over 1600s of them in the archives or whatever you call them, wherever they're at. Going all the way back to the days when way back in the beginning when I used to write every one of them out. And then the next big jump was I went to make a audio presentation of it, and then last week came to the audio and visual, starting on the back porch right over there, and then now we're here in the Backyard Driving Range. So I guarantee you and I promise you that when you get these dailies, you will always get some really good information about everything to do what that question is involved. And I'll give you answers that you understand. You can go out and you can do them, and naturally in the end all the information is right there in the Peak Performance Swing Manual and all the daily and all the videos and stuff that are available. And in some cases we can give you answers here for some of these questions, but in the end, to really understand the swing and know the language and everything else, you really have to know the language and everything else and know about the swing, because that's how these tips really do you the best good, because they're just reminding you. And that's what I get so many students call me up, or even dailies we hear now and then. Oh man, that was spot on. It reminded me I've been forgetting about that. We all forget about things. I mean, and that's why I think one of the most important things is to go out and keep yourself a little book that you can keep track of things. I'm going to come over here and pull it out and show you what I mean. I've had for years and years and years a little notebook that's in my bag, and unfortunately I haven't been doing much of it for the last couple years, and because I've been so busy and thinking about a lot of things. But this little book right here, it says Don Trahan Swing Thoughts. I think I've shown this book before, and it says it's the first one is here in here is February 9th 2004. And I just noticed that that I wrote one in here the other day because I've actually started thinking about my swing a little bit. And that's what I want to make the message in this video. I mean, this daily. I think if you want to get better, you got to think about your swing now and then. And you don't have to think about it just in the stance of only thinking about it when you're at the golf course or at the driving range. I mean, they've done studies that show that thinking about it and swinging and hitting balls in your mind can be as effective and efficient as out there doing it on the range or on the golf course. And I think I think that's important. And I can remember years and years ago when I was trying to be a player, I'd be hitting balls in my mind driving down the road. Could be sitting there doing something at the house and hitting balls in my mind. I don't ever do that anymore. Normally now when I'm driving down the road, I'm thinking about your swings, your all questions that you come in. I'm thinking about DJ swing. DJ started keeping a book this year. And I've talked to him about it for years. Ben Hogan did this religiously. He said he never went to the range without a notebook. Because I'm going to tell you what, when you find something on the range and you feel like you really crossed the road and you really got something, you say, that's so good, I won't forget it. The more important it is, the bigger the realization it is or the discovery, the quicker it's going to go away. I always have a little pad in my pocket all the time, everywhere I go. Usually always have pens up here. Every time I go to chiropractor, he pulls it out and puts it down on the side because I forget to take it out. Because when good thoughts come in, you better write them down, because the better the thought, the more important the thought, the more critical the thought is, the more you say, this is so good I can't forget it, the faster it's going away. So get your notes, and I finally started. I wrote a note the other night. I got one here that's 7/24/12, and that's the last one I did until 4/21/14, which is a few days ago. And I finally wrote another. I had to use 3 notes. I had a setup one, and a swing one, and another feeling about one thing I did in the swing. I'm feeling in the swing, and I started thinking about it, and something came back to me about something I have to feel in my setup. And I'm starting to hit the ball really a lot more solid and getting a little bit of my distance back. So get yourself a book. And so I just like to say that we'll always tell you something in these dailies. You'll get an answer to the question that was there. You'll get some suggestions on if it's a question about the swing or a problem striking the ball, what it is and what to do to correct it. But in the end, you can get your own answers. Get yourself your little book, keep your notes, go back over and look at them. Notes are precious. Can't remember everything, so write it here and go over them every now and then, especially when you're not swinging well. Go back through your notes and say, I think that's probably it, let me go try it. So get yourself your notebook to remember all the good things that you've found, felt, and sensed in your golf swing. Put it down for future reference. Well, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be speaking with you all again soon.